Start of the second term, Lister and Savanka. Savanka gets it down to Barry O'Toole. Slick handball back towards Savanka, but he can't take it with him. But Alistair Woods can. Runs through the middle, right foot kick long towards Ryan in the forward line now. Goes out, punched away by Lindsay. At the front of the pack, Dabrowski wrapped up without the footy. Could have been a hold. No. Free kick forthcoming. Handball backwards, sets a task for Lewis. Hickleton has to run onto it. And coming through the middle, McNamara and Manning there also. They see it over the boundary line on centre wing. 4-4-28, Bannockburn, Corio 2-1-13. Start of the second term here at Shell Reserve. Matchday live coverage this afternoon on 94.7 The Pulse. Boundary throw in. It'll be Lister and Savanka. Neither can get an effective tap. With the numbers though, Bannockburn, Mullane Grant gets it towards Andrews. McNamara stands tall, takes the mark, point of the centre square at half back. Wants to drive play towards centre half forward. Does so now. In front, Dylan over the back. Mark Clifford.
He was going to go to.
Took it uncontested in the end. Barry O'Toole says line up and kick the goal. He will be shooting from just outside 50. And will be directly in front and with the breeze behind him. So it could be a good start for Corio in the second term. Lee Clifford comes in. And has put it straight through the middle. No doubt about that. Great kick, Lee Clifford. Good start for the Devils. His first. And the third for Corio. They go 3-1-19. They trial Bannockburn 4-4-28. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. A minute and a half played.
Other quarter time scores in GFDL. East Geelong 8-7 lead. West Geelong 1 goal. Anarchy 1 goal. Trail Invalid 2 goals 5. And North Geelong 6 goals 6 lead. Belpost Hill 3 goals 1.
Yeah, well, that was a good goal from Lee Clifford there. I don't think he timed it quite right, actually, myself, but it got through nicely.
Ball in the middle, in the air, as neither ruckman get it clear, but Lewis tackled high as he got rid of the footy, and we'll get the free kick from the umpire. So Lewis of Bannockburn kicks the ball low into the breeze. Good kick, locked penetration, and terrific lead there from Darren Ryan. Turns around quickly, kicks to the lead there of Pilgrim in the full forward area. Overruns the footy. It's numbers there for Corio with Dabrowski. Has a bit of time, picks it up. Gee, it's a terrible kick back, and in the way there is Tom Mullane Grant. Terrible kick there from Dabrowski. Perhaps had more time than he realised. And Mullane Grant now with the man on the mark. Well, he's a bit unfortunate because the umpire had blown time before he kicked the footy. And Bannockburn having a game of keeping off there, but the unfortunate problem is the game stopped as Mullane Grant is now lined up by the umpire. He'll be kicking from just inside the 50-metre arc. Would be a very good kick for him, but he is a good kick. So Mullane Grant for Bannockburn now. Moves in. It's a nice looking kick off the boot. The Bruise is holding up now as it gets to the square and off hands. It's through for a behind. But good try by Mullane Grant on that occasion. Bannockburn go to 4-5-29. They lead Corio 3-1-19. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard, 3 minutes gone.
Ricky O'Toole plays on from fullback, kicks it long towards halfback. Walton should taken the mark, dropped it. Lewis back to whence it came. Ricky O'Toole, eyes on it, should take. Oh, we only put a hand up. Pilgrim against him. He's got Dabrowski in support. They end up seeing it over the boundary line in the left forward pocket. Bannockburn into attack. So there'll be a boundary throw in, and it will be, well, possibly Alistair Woods against Savanka to do the ruck work. It will be Savanka in front. Oh, a big thump away towards the boundary line. Lewis and Lazarick are there, close to the boundary line, and they see it over. They do now. And the boundary umpire will come around and throw the ball up, back in, about 50 metres around from the Bannockburn goal. They lead 4-5-29, Corio 3-1-19. 10 points of difference, early stages of the second term. Lister up against Savanka. And from the back, Barry O'Toole. Rove, though, by Nathan Lewis. Left foot kick over his shoulder. Back towards the boundary line. Ricky O'Toole. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. And Bannockburn gained 25 or 30 metres. And it will be another boundary throw in. So now Lister to fall a kick behind the play. Savanka has moved down to do the ruck work. And he'll do it against Tom Mullane Grant. Barry O'Toole's there as well. So expect possibly to see him come over the back. Damien Clark's also there. Now, Mullane Grant to the front of the pack. Rove by Keating. Right foot kick towards centre wing. Giles. Dan's against him. Now Walton numbers with Bannockburn if they can get away. Rees just gets his kick away, but coming through the middle, Keating did well. Took the mark. Wants to switch play. And handballs it away to the running Toby Lindsay. In between back pocket and half-back flank. Goes out wide to nobody in particular. Manning has to make up a lot of ground against Hickleton. He's going to have a couple against him. Dabrowski's the other one. And they see it over the boundary line for a throw-in. Centre wing on the outer side.
I think a pretty poor effort from Lindsay there, Laurie, because he had Dabrowski absolutely clear, and he basically bisected he and his opponent.
Yeah, that maybe the Corio side just done a little bit of pressure, I think, Eric, and their thinking skills are not quite there today.
So the ball goes towards centre half forward from Elaine Grant for Bannockburn. Furman can't take the mark. Savanka goes back towards centre wing. Foot race, Dans and Giles. They both trip over, so now it's still a foot race. Giles gets back there, needs some support. Good tackle, Dans. Trip now, Lee Clifford. Kick around the body towards half forward. Broom in front, Bennett from behind. Broom keeps it there, wants the safety of the boundary line. Helps it over, and it will be a throw in. Right half forward flank for the Devils.
So it's 6 minutes now into the second quarter. Corio in attack. It's the boundary umpire about to put the ball into play once again. Walton to do the ruck work with Lister. Lewis arrives late to do the roving. Well, ball's tapped down. Dans took the ball but can't get clear. Great tackle there on him by Broom. And it was Aaron Broom. There's the ball now. Umpire puts it in the air once again. Walton. Nice tap into the corridor, which is where it needs to be, but Ruiz picks it up. He's got Hickleton loose on the other side of the ground. He can't take the ball first go, and Manning goes to ground. Can't do much when you're lying on the ground. Hickleton runs, picks the ball up, and has found Shane Andrews. Takes the mark inside 50, plays on quickly. He has a pot shot on the run. Unfortunately, it's away to the left, and a great passage of play there by the Bannockburn side. Didn't result in the ultimate goal. So another behind, 4-6-30. They lead Corio 3-1-19. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. Almost 7 minutes gone.
Quick kick in by Matt King. Look for Lazarick. Goes towards half-back. Lewis uses the body against Charles. Lazarick uses the body against Lewis and runs away on centre wing. Terrible kick off the boot towards half-forward. Now getting across there, Walton. He won't be able to keep it in. But it is out of bounds for a throw-in.
Well, that's definitely not the place to have the football. The Corio are going to just waste time in that forward pocket. They have to get it down the middle of the ground.
So a boundary throw-in. Words of wisdom from Laurie to Goldie there. Wonder if the Corio coaching staff can hear. Half forward flank. Boundary throw in. It'll be Walton up against Lister. Boundary umpire throws it in over the back. Bennett got it to the back towards Lazarick. Now Clark handballs it towards the boundary line. Raises across there. He wants the boundary line. Was that deliberate? Said Ricky O'Toole. The umpire said no, and it will be another boundary throw in. Still at half forward. Corio into attack. They trail 3-1-19. Bannockburn 4-6-30. So boundary umpire throws the ball back in. Big pack around it. Clifford it behind. Gives it away to Clark. Kick off one step towards Woods. Tried to tap it to his own advantage. Charles against him did pretty well. Dabrowski's there as well. Comes back towards Lazarick. He tried to get it on Giles. Fresh air shot. Lewis fresh air shot. Lazarick on the ground. Needs to get rid of it. Threw it out. Umpire said yes. And it will be a free kick to Bannockburn on centre wing, right in front of our commentary position. The ball to come back to Alistair Woods. Ricky O'Toole held it up as long as he could. Right on centre wing, Woods chips it up towards centre half forward. Savanka in front should be able to take the mark and does so, and does well. So now Lee Savanka. We see Nathan Lewis coming off the ground. David White coming on. Now Savanka. Goes towards half forward. Bennett off hands at the back. Hinchcliffe handball to Giles. Draws a player and then handballs to White just on the ground. Quick kick off the boot towards Woods is okay. He takes the mark. Haven't got much at half forward at the moment though. Andrews against a couple. Woods was waiting. McLean Grant gets down there as well. Just chips it up in the end towards Andrews again underneath the couple. Now Dwayne Broom. Handball over the top. Chopped off by Ricky O'Toole. Left foot kick towards the middle. Free man there, Bennett. And he can play on quickly. Now go with the left foot kick long towards Rivet, the big man, against Henderson. Now pushed away to the front of the pack. Clifford's there. Overruns it. Dillon there as well. Rivet followed up. So did Henderson. Rivet, great pick up, 40 metres out. Off a step, goes long and has kicked the goal. Chad Rivet. Great play by the big man. He puts his first goal on the board and the fourth for Corio. They go to 4-1-25. They trail Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard. 9.5 minutes played.
He had to kick the goal, Laurie, because Shane Manning was 20 metres out from goal. No one within 25 metres of him, and Chad Rivet didn't see him.
Yeah, it was a good effort from the big man, though, Eric, to get down there.
There's the pick-up.
Oh, magnificent, wasn't it? Like a little man. So back in the middle with umpire Todd, we have Savanka and Lister to do the ruck work once again. Ball goes up. Well, Lister clearly gets a tap down. Malone Grant running on the ball, gets the Handball over to White, wide to Woods. Woods, well, he's unsettled there by Charles, pushed off the footy, handballs along the ground. Oh, Ricky O'Toole, luck is a fortune. The ball basically fell into his arms. He runs to outside 50, he's kicked it to the head of the goal square, come to ground. Keys leads in the race for the footy, can't control it, however. And, well, he does control it, but actually the goal umpire's given it out of bounds. Boundary umpire a little behind there. So Johnny Keys a little bit stiff there. He was heading for goal. But the ball now 35 metres from the behind post on the eastern side here of the Shell Oval. Tap clear by Lister. Clark for Bannockburn. Runs onto the footy. Kicks it along the wind. Low. Oh, Shane Andrews. Mark, free kick, whatever you like. And takes it on centre wing. On that left foot, back into the corridor, looking for Woods. And he's played very well. Woods out there. He's let himself down with a kick, unfortunately. He's looking for Robbie Giles. But... now weight of numbers because Barry O'Toole it is. He's picked it up for Corio. The leads come from Chad Rivet. Unfortunately, just a little bit short. This time he has all the trouble in the world, but it's kicked off the ground. No, there's a free kick, and it's gone to
sausage roll.
Unfortunately, the umpire didn't pay advantage, and Barry O'Toole, who kicked the goal, won't be too impressed. But it is Chad Rivet who has the free kick with the man on the mark 35 metres from goal. So an opportunity for Corio. And a goal here will actually put them in front. So it hasn't seemed like that sort of a game where Corio didn't appear to be coming back that strongly, but that couple of goals that they did get in the first quarter against the Brews might well be a godsend for them. So Chad Rivet now has got the football, umpires lined him up, and we're about to get underway with Rivet now. Moving in. Kicked the last goal, and he's kicked this one as well. It's a beautiful... No, it hasn't got the distance. It's touched off hands, and I guess he was hoping the wind would do a bit more for that, but it was dead centre. Unfortunately, not long enough. 4-2-26 Corio. They trail Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. 12 minutes gone.
Henderson goes to the outer side, looking for Hickleton again. Has been a target for the first couple of quarters. Can't take the mark on this occasion. Clifford against him. Keys there as well. Now Clifford. Did he run it out of bounds? Yes, said the boundary umpire. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Left half forward flank. Corio still into attack. Used him pretty well there on centre wing, haven't they, Laurie, today?
Oh, yeah,
Sam Hickleton.
He's been good out there, Jason. Yeah, he's got a little bit of height as well.
Lazarick got the ruck contest down in the end of Barry O'Toole. 40 metres out. Kicks the goal. Barry O'Toole, if you don't mind, umpire. He kicked the last one too, but he wasn't allowed it. But he kicked that one. It was his first. And for Corio, their fifth. And that for them is the lead. They go to 5-2-32. They lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. 13 minutes played.
It had only gone 1 metre off his boot, Laurie, and he knew it was a goal.
I didn't even look at the goals. I just looked at him.
Yeah, likewise, I looked up and I saw Barry's running straight back to the middle. I knew he'd kicked the goal.
Yes, magnificent play. So he's kicked 2 in a minute, but only 1 allowed.
You always know when he kicks a goal.
Oh, yes. So the ball back with umpire Todd in the middle of the ground. So Corio, for the first time today, have hit the front. So we've got Sabanka and Lister again in the ruck. This time Sabanka, big tap forward for Corio. Bennett tries to tap it further forward. Mullane Grant picks it up. He weaves, he turns, finally gets the foot to the footy. It's McNamara at centre half back. Doesn't take the mark, but gets foot to the ball. And just barely the 15 metres, I guess, but Robbie Walton has paid the mark. Now kicks long from the centre into the full forward here. Rivet. Oh, look. He just worked Robbie Henderson under the football then and stood his ground, put the long arms up, and when you're 6'4" against 5'11", it's pretty hard to make a contest. So Rivet now, I'm quite sure, Laurie, he won't let the wind do the work this time. I think he'll kick the foot right through the ball.
Yep.
As he moves in. Well, he does it pretty easily, and he does it well. It is his second goal, and extends the lead for Corio. They go to 6-2-38. They lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. 14.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, actually, Eric, for a basketball player and not such a noted footballer, he's actually got a great kicking style. Actually, he gets over the ball and he kicks nice and straight through it and gets the result.
And he uses a minimum of effort. Like it's not. I suppose that comes with being a top sportsman in another sport. You learn that how
minimum fuss.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Devils with an 8-point lead, 6-2 to 4-6. Back to the middle. Lister up against Savanka. Umpire throws the ball up. Savanka gets it down. Barry O'Toole to run onto it. Bennett's there as well. Barry O'Toole fights hard for it. Still there. Mullane Grant breaks a couple of tackles, gets a clearing kick. towards White. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. Needs some support. Didn't get any. Walton handball back to Ricky O'Toole. Shuffles it out to Matt King on centre wing. Off a step long towards Rivet again. And standing in front, Gaylard takes the mark.
They're queuing up for it.
They are. There was three of them there. Keys, Rivet and Gaylard. Gaylard won the raffle.
He read it pretty well, though.
He did, and will shoot for goal from 40 metres out. Shouldn't have any trouble with the distance. So Gaylard comes in off a couple of steps and has kicked it. Great kick. Straight over the umpire's head. So his first goal this afternoon. And for Corio, that's their 7th. They go to 7-2-44. And they've stolen a march now. Bannockburn 4-6-30 Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard, 16 minutes played.
Laurie, it's really three goals since the 10-minute mark. So 3 goals in 6 minutes, and Corio threatening really to blow it open.
Well, once again, it reminds me of the Thompson game.
Yeah.
Lee Zavanka's starting to get on top in the middle of the ground there, and he's making plenty of opportunities for the Barry Tools and the likes. And if they've got them running forward, they're going to create plenty of opportunities on the forward line.
Yeah, good point. As the ball goes in the air again, Zavanka, huge tap forward again, as Laurie's just said. Running onto it was Charles. The handball not so good to Lazarick, but he does punch it along the ground. And Walton, he does a good job to be. He's immediately tackled, and that tackle by Matt Dillon, and the umpire has indicated no chance to get rid of it, and the ball goes up once again. This time Zavanka to Bennett. Nice little handball to Ricky O'Toole on the left foot. He's kicked it pretty high. It's going pretty wide. The first player who looks like getting there is Johnny Keys, and he takes the chest mark. Decides to, well, he does play on. He's eluded the man on the mark. And, oh, that's a magnificent little chip over the top, and he's kicked another goal. Brilliant work, Johnny Keys. And that's his second. Well, you can't do much better than that. That's the 8th for Corio, 8-2-50. They've broken away from Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 17 minutes gone.
Well, how was a little bit of Johnny Key's skill there? We talk about the younger footballers, Eric, but in our days we never had the brains to do something like that. Ran around beautifully and kicked a lovely goal.
Well, there's young Richard, number 2, coming onto the ground for Corio. Geez, a nice build of a lad, and I reckon he'd go all right under 18.
We're playing him at full forward tomorrow, I think.
Oh,
he might go all right. So Anchor from the middle again. Goes towards Lazarick. He does his own Roby work. Chips it to Barry O'Toole. Through the middle. Gets a Shepherd handball. Back towards Walton. Gets around a couple. 50 metres out. Long kick towards the goal square again off target. And through for one behind to Rob Walton. So they now go to 8-3-51. And they lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard.
Well, Henderson saw the lead from Hickleton, who's certainly the go-to for the kick-ins, and Hickleton's taken the mark on defensive 50 for Bannockburn. Now looks for something further afield, as Clark also looks a little bit worse for wear, Darren Clark. So he's off the ground as well, as the kick from Hickleton goes to centre wing. Mark not taken. Good work by Walton at the back of the pack. He can't get clear. And the umpire will come in on centre wing and put the ball in the air as young Furman comes back onto the ground to replace Damien Clark. And just good players off the ground. Lewis, Clark, Laurie, Bannockburn can't afford to have that. Shaw not playing. So the ball now out of that pack, kick to half forward for Bannockburn. And it's, well, it's contested on half forward flank. Nobody can get the ball clear. It's pretty fierce, pretty ferocious out there. Umpire Todd gave them every opportunity to get the ball out. Couldn't happen, so he's put the whistle on play now, and the ball will be put in the air. Half forward flank now for Bannockburn, kicking in the second quarter to the northern end, which is against the Breeze. Umpire Todd is examining one of the Bannockburn players. He's now indicated that he's being sent off with the blood rule. So it's Shane Andrews now. Oh. So it's a minor thing, and apparently can stay on the ground till it's treated. Is that the way it works in the AFL?
You can't stay on if the umpire tells you to go off.
That's not the rule.
That's not the rule.
I think if he's called the blood rule, that he has to come off.
Yeah, you would think so, although at AFL level they don't have to. So the ball is put in the air, and finally The handballs come out to Matty King for Corio. Kicks the ball high towards centre wing. Rickert can't take the mark, but comes to ground. Dan's a lovely little handball over the top to Clifford.
Look at this.
And now Shane Manning running strongly forward as he does. And he's got keys.
He can kick that.
He's got keys on his own, but Shane Manning doesn't like kicking goals too often, and he's decided he might have a go. Man on the mark, 30 metres out directly in front. Why wouldn't you? And it was just brilliant roving there by Kevin Dans. Rickert made the contest. The ball came off hands. Dans, the handball to Lee Clifford, and nice little chip pass has found Shane Manning. So here he is, moving in. Has one to his name so far. Comes in, keeps it very low, and through the hand. It was only touched by Chad Rivet, would you believe?
Yep.
And it's through the middle of the goals, but only a behind. So 8-4-52 Corio. They lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard, 21 minutes gone.
Henderson waiting for the footy to come back so we can do the kicking in. Comes back now.
Going to switch the play.
Yep, he's going to come towards the Comradge box side, the western side of the ground, looking for Woods. Also in front, Perkins off, hands at the back. Lister handball was terrible. Bennett chopped it off for Corio. Oh, they're screaming for it in the middle, and he kicks it towards Rivet in the end, who takes the mark in the right forward pocket.
Very lucky, I'd suggest.
Harry O'Toole would have been telling him about it, I'm tipping, if he had kicked it out of bounds on the full, because he was standing there by himself about 40 metres out from goal. But Rivet's got it. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. He's on the boundary line.
Gone back about 40.
Well, Darren Bennett should come back 10 and get it.
So, well, he handballs it off to Barry O'Toole. Barry runs in and has kicked it out of bounds on the full. Chad Rivet might as well had a go.
Yeah.
So it's out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket for Corio now. So Bannockburn to take the clearing kick.
It's a full forward, Laurie. He needs to practice that check side kick, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it was going to be difficult with that breeze, though.
But it was going to favour him.
Yeah, true.
So Sam Hickleton with the free kick for Bannockburn in the last line of defence. Not much on offer at the moment. A few blokes standing there.
Very stagnant, aren't they?
Now he just pops it up and brings rain, I think. Oh, big pack play on the call. Goes back towards Woods and also the boundary line. Rickett keeps it in. Kick around the corner was okay towards Keys. Tried to tap it on only as far as Hickleton. Clearing kick once again. Now, oh, well, Ryan, he didn't quite judge it as well as Lee Clifford, and Clifford took the mark. Oh, is that 50? Oh,
yeah,
Robbie
of course
Giles
it is, Robbie.
tried to run around him, but ran straight into Lee Clifford, and we'll have 50 metres. So this should be Corio's 9th.
A bit stiff, really, wasn't he? You know, Lee was off balance as well.
But you've got to watch that, though.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, that's
it's personal discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There was no malice in it,
No,
I
not
might
at
say.
all.
Absolutely.
So Lee Clifford, who's kicked 1 goal, will line up for his second. He comes in 10 metres out, directly in front. Kicks it to North Geelong and has put it through for his second. And for Corio, their 9th, they go to 9-4-58. They lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard, 23 minutes played.
Laurie, in 23 minutes, 7 goals to 0. Corio, they probably, it now signifies how good their first quarter probably was.
Oh, it certainly was, Eric, and the good thing about it, they've been inside 59 times, so that's a good result. Every time they go in there, they're kicking a goal, and that's good footy.
So the ball now being conveyed back to umpire Gladkey, who will put the ball in the air with Lister and Sabanka preparing to ruck once again, as they've done all day so far. Ball goes up. This time Lister gets a tap down to the advantage of Corio. Lovely handball from Lazaric to Barry O'Toole. And
you're joking, umpire.
well, actually, if it's Barry O'Toole that got put down after a handball, it should be down the ground. It might only be 10 metres, but should be to advantage. But that's not the case. The umpire's brought it back. So, well, Barry O'Toole handballed to Ricky O'Toole, and now he does it again. And the umpire said this time it's okay. The lead, well, Tom Mullane Grant tried desperately to stop that pass on that occasion, but Rickett put the body in front, took the nice chest mark, and now the young fellow an opportunity to kick a goal for Corio. Man on the mark is 35 metres from goal, next to no angle, and Rickard comes in. He's kicked it pretty high, he's kicked it pretty straight, and oh look, the Corio players, they run absolutely en masse to the young fellow who's possibly kicked his first goal in senior football. It is the Corio's 10th. They go to 10-4-64. They lead Bannockburn goalless in the second quarter, 4-6-30. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 25 minutes gone.
Well, our co-caller, he'll be happy with that, Eric. He's the full forward for the juniors tomorrow, and that was a pretty good goal. He got over that nicely and slotted it straight through.
It's a half-time score from Anarchy. Anarchy, the home side, 5 goals straight. Lead Inverleith 3-7.
Back to the middle here at Shell Reserve. And it will be Lazarico handball it away to Savanka. The big man goes along towards half forward. Barry O'Toole will mark this no problems because he kept his eye on the footy. Robbie Giles didn't. And Barry O'Toole will shoot for goal from about 45 metres out. 45-degree angle, he'll kick 1 goal 1, and nobody else might as well call for the footy because he will line it up.
Laurie, the last 5 minutes, Corio absolutely dominated centre clearances.
Oh, they've dominated the whole the second quarter, Eric, and they're just running in numbers out of that middle, and led probably by Barry in particular, and Savanka, as I said, is doing very well. Barry O'Toole, goal.
Has kicked his second, and the second for the term. And for the Devils, they're 11th. They go to 11-4-70, and they lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard, 26 minutes played.
You suggested a 4-goal bruise, Laurie. That's 9.
Yeah, well, I think they're just showing the GFDL public who's a red-hot favourite to win the premiership now. I think they're up against good opposition today, and you know, they're just blitzed and blowing them out of the water in this quarter.
Well, Bannockburn really looking for some alternatives in the middle. They've got Hickleton now doing the ruck work as the umpire puts the ball in the air. Malane Grant's in there also. Look, Savanka just did that as he liked, but the ball, well, it comes back to Hickleton, but the whistle on play brings a free kick in the middle to Darren Ryan, the Bannockburn coach. So the ball had ended up on half forward for Bannockburn, but it's now being returned. So Darren Ryan with his opposition coach on the mark, Kevin Dans, former teammates at North Shore, I'd suspect. So Darren Ryan there. Well, he's gone very wide to half forward flank. That's the place to go, obviously, because the mark has been taken by Rees, who's the loose man on the half back line, but he's run forward and taken the mark on half forward flank. Puts the boot into the footy, goes to half forward. Gee, it's all Corio there. Well, Matty King, I was going to say mark's not paid, but the umpire took a little while to blow the whistle. But Matt King of Corio at centre half back has been paid the mark. Now he's got players running everywhere, so just a matter of which direction he wants to go. Decides to go long down the middle. That's the way to go. And in the middle of the ground, the contest there comes to ground. Keys picks it up, handball. Bennett punches forward. Rickard, he runs past to allow Dans to handball out to Ricky O'Toole. Well, an uncustomary left foot kick from Ricky. It's landed just inside the field of play, but didn't go that well off the boot, I didn't think. But it's gained another 40 metres for Corio. So the ball now out of bounds, 35 metres from the behind post. Forward pocket for Corio. We ticked to 28 minutes in the second quarter. The ball comes in. Walton, just with his body, eased his opponent out, takes the ball out of the ruck, kicks to half to in front of the goal.
Too easy.
Once again, I thought Darren Bennett, the only one of the players there to keep his eye on the footy. Aaron Broom seemed to take his eyes off, and was David White there also. Just seemed to, or it might be Robbie Giles, just took their eye off the footy for a moment.
You've got to be committed to the contest, and you just can't have that quick little look that you'd like to have, and that's exactly what you called it beautifully, Eric, and just let him take an easy go.
Well, Darren Bennett has kicked the goal, so it's the 12th. 10 goals for the quarter to Corio, 12-4-76. They lead Bannockburn 4-6-30. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard now, 29 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, certainly a big worry for Darren Ryan now, Eric. This margin's blowing out, and no matter what he says at half-time, they're certainly going to have use of the breeze in the next quarter, but they've got a lot of catch-up footy to do in the first part of the next quarter, so, yeah, he's got his hands full.
They're looking for a bit of mobility because List has come off and young Stephen Booley has come on, so going with Hickleton for the remainder of the quarter, I'd suggest in the ruck.
And he will do the ruck work against Savanka. They both get a hand to it. Goes towards Malane Grant, wrapped up. Umpire said held to him. Will be a secondary bounce in the middle. So
The amazing part, the two boys from North Shore probably played footy with the umpire, Vinny Todd.
yeah, exactly. And he throws the ball up for Savanka. Lazarick gets it down towards towards Lindsay it was. No, in fact, it was Keys. He got a kick away, but goes back towards centre wing. Dabrowski over the top of it, does well. Picks it up, goes long towards centre half forward. Bennett up against Stanford. They punch it away. Favours Perkins at the back. Handball towards Woods. Picks it up, a good pick up too to Dwayne Broome. On half back, terrible kick, turns it over. Lazarick's taken the mark on centre wing. Gives it away by hand to Ricky O'Toole. Kick 23, I would think. Goes towards Barry O'Toole. Over his head, played for a free kick, didn't get one. Henderson can turn it over for Bannockburn. Now Hickleton, nothing to kick to, so kicks it straight to Cal Keating. He can't pick it up. Ryan comes at him, does well. The coach leads from example. Handball to Bully was sensational. Now he chips it towards Dwayne Broome, coming at it, McNamara. Takes the mark on half-back, handballs it away quickly to Lazarick. He gives it to Ricky O'Toole. Now he runs through, kick number 45 probably. Now he goes towards the middle, Dillon. He chops it off, goes back towards Bully in the middle, just on the ground. Left foot kick towards nobody in particular. Matty Mack has got it at half-back again. Clearing kick back towards half-forward. Stanford, he went at it. Now Dillon, left foot kick around the corner. It's just kick to kick. Gives it to Cal Keating, handball to Rickett. Now Rickett on the right. Kick was smothered by Hickleton. Goes towards the boundary line. Keys is there, close to it. Also there, Hinchcliffe wants to see it over. And does so, half forward flank Corio into attack.
Just a bit disappointed Shane Andrews there, Laurie. McNamara attacked the footy. Shane went backwards instead of going with him toward the footy.
Yeah. The pressure's on a bit now for him up there, Eric. It's not going out the way they like it.
Boundary throw in, half forward Hickleton. In front Bennett. Handball over the top. Malane Grant gives a shepherd to Perkins. Dangerously kicks across the face of goal. Clifford and also Woods in a foot race. Clifford gets there to start with and wheels around and wants a game next week. Gives it to the coach and takes the mark on the point of the centre square at half forward. Dans turns around, drills the ball towards the leader, Savanka. Oh, can't quite take the mark. Needs some support. Got some. Dabrowski runs through the middle of the pack. Malane Grant. Can he get away from O'Toole? Tries to. Handball out. Sets up Furman. Ball still pretty hot in there. O'Toole's in there fighting hard for it. Now the foot race has got Rees out. Now it goes back towards centre half, centre wing. And a free kick advantage paid. Corio back into attack. McNamara along towards
Barry O'Toole.
Barry O'Toole.
If he hadn't targeted, Chad
Rivet was lining up. And Barry O'Toole will line up for goal from 20 metres out directly in front.
They're pretty potent when they're on top, Laurie, aren't they?
Well, they run in numbers, Eric, and with this modern footy, if you're going to run in numbers, you've got the options to run with you in depth. Their handball's very, very good as well, and they're being very direct.
The leading goal kicker in the GDFL for goal number 3 this afternoon, and he has put it through for his third. And for Corio, that is their 13th. They go to 13-4-82. They're blowing Bannockburn away for 6:30. Raiders bingo second quarter. In fact, that is the half-time score. So 13-4-82 is Corio, and they lead Bannockburn 4-6:30. 2 behinds to the Tigers in the second term, and 11 goals, 3 to Corio to have a 52-point lead at half-time. Goal kickers for the Devils, 3 to Barry O'Toole, 2 each to John Keys, Chad Rivet and Lee Clifford. Singles to Shane Manning, Jade Gaylard and Steve Rickett, and also Darren Bennett and Shane Manning. While for Bannockburn, their goals, singles, all the same. Tom Malane Grant, Shane Andrews, Sam Hickleton and Nathan Lewis. 52 points the difference at half-time. 13-4-82. Bannockburn 4-6-30. We'll take a break.